Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are starting to service the umbilical outfit. So the 6290, the umbilical spreading, the dribble bar, and the 6499, the pump. And as you can see here, yes, we got a from PTO compressor, apply concept. It's a Verimount 350 compressor, a heavy yoke, but they've dropped that down to us to use for the season, so big thanks to them. I'll show you more on that later in the video, so that has to go on that. But the umbilical system is here now, so what we have to do, we have to replace droppers. So all the ones that are tore there, we have some lay flat inside, have to bring it out, cut it up, replace all them. I have two pipes I think to replace on, put back on. Some more this side, full grease. Everything is working on the tractor. There's actually very little to do this year. It's not like last year where we had to replace the macerator. That was a big job, but this year it should be a lot easier done. She finished up in very good working order. So we have to, you can't see it, so you can see in there how the wires are done. The solenoid on that, or just the way it was wired, broke on us, and we had to cross wires. It goes every now and again, so we have to do a better job on that. That's it. Very little to do other than that, but we'll just step inside. Two big things with the umbilical tractor for this year that we have to fit. We have CB radio, and we also have the magnet, and we have CB, all that has to go on. Now the reason this year that we've decided to go for the CB radio, and I always said, people always ask why I didn't win. My reasoning for it was, if we had two CBs, if Father Phil needs to go out to watch a pipe in a field, he still has to call me, so that's why we always had walkie-talkies. But the last 3 years in a row, the walkie-talkies have not worked more than about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to give up. Shocking bad ones that were on the market there that we kept buying, so just got pissed off the walkie-talkies. I bought Father Phil a CB walkie-talkie. If that makes any sense, I'll have to get it and show you to you later on. But it's a walkie-talkie that will communicate to the CBs. Father Phil used to have one way back 20 years ago when we were at when he started the slurry. He had ones that worked for the CBs, and he lost them. And ever since then he went to walkie-talkies. But we're going back that way now. Just hopefully it'll be more reliable. I actually bought the CB and the CB walkie-talkie all come off Auto Sparky. The other big, now this is even bigger than that's going on the 6499 this year. An Autosteer kit, FJDynamics. So they're a relatively new company in the Irish market. Farmteam sent me out this mark from Farmteam, an FJDynamics Autosteer kit to try out. So we have 3 boxes here. I have to unpackage that and figure out how I'm going to get that fitted onto the umbilical system. That could be one of the biggest things. If Robert's coming tomorrow to give us a hand servicing up the 2 tractors and to fit the CB radio, but other than that, there's not a lot to do with the tractors. It is fairly straightforward. It's great to get one servicing cycle straightforward, not like Betsy in the background. But anyways, we get stuck into this tractor now. We'll clean out the cab and leave it ready for Robert to go rooting at tomorrow. But I think first I'm going to open up these boxes and see exactly what's inside them. Yeah, it's exciting, that stuff. So wow, that is heavy. That is the steering wheel. Looks like a racing steering wheel. It's a far cry from what's in the tractor at the minute, so it is. That's my monitor. Now it all boils down to what kind of sleeve goes into the 6290. That's what all these are for. So hopefully one of these matches up. If not, it could be in bother. There's a lot in this now. Sensory modules. This is going to be a big jigsaw to try and figure out. I'm not going to start into any more of this until tomorrow, but I might just bring in a bit of reading material and get myself caught up on it. I was told it should take about 2 hours to fit this, but I suppose that's 2 hours if you know what you're doing. Probably take me a bit longer. Anyway, we'll go outside now, and we'll go clean out the cab first and get the cab tidied up. So it is the next day. Robert is here. He's working at the tractor in the shed. So I cleaned out the cab last night, took all the rubbish out, but I still have to clean out the floor and that. But I want to solve this. Door doesn't stay open, so I'm just going to change the ram that's on that side to the ram this side, and that'll solve that problem. Because if you're so annoyed when you're trying to do anything and you need the door open. Not just as easy as I thought it would be. No. And now my door stays open. Happy days. So that is the cab cleaned out. Well, okay, it always could be cleaner, but it's clean enough for what I needed to do. So when bro comes, we'll get him to do the windows in the tractor. But my next port of call is, see, while I have daylight, I want to get the CB done, I want to get the Autosteer in, can do the pipes in the dark, but I want to get the Autosteer next. So the first thing I have to do to make sure we can fit the Autosteer is open this and see what spline we have. So I brought a selection of these with me. Dinner's ready. So that fits that. See how this is going to work. So Robert's just in the cab there getting the CB put in, and I'm going to tackle these now, get these droppers replaced. So it should be very straightforward. I may replace some of them ones that are really badly gone. Some of them aren't too bad, some of them are quite bad. So let's just open up. I have a second-hand piece of pipe that we pulled out of a hedge. So reduce, reuse, recycle, and this should match up lovely. So I get stuck into that and get these pipes replaced. Oh, that's that side all done. I have my pipes to go for the other side, so I have more to replace this side. The ones are alright. Some of them will have to replace, but I think they're alright for the time being. I have to put that pipe back on. So that is all my pipes tidied up. So that's the pipes finished on that. So Father Phil's just getting ready to put this on. So that's the shaft for it. Not very stable. So to get the new PTO compressor on the front of the tractor, we need the A-frame, and I left it up here in the mower. So just take it off and throw it in the back of the Jeep.
Up that camera somewhere.
You hold it, I'll carry it. Oh, and back we go.
You stuck with it?
Yep. Is it working? What channel are you on?
What channel would you like to move on? I'm on 19.
You know how to set it?
Yeah, that's me.
Happy days. You now have CBs. Now all that's left on the tractor now is fit the Autosteer, so we'll go get a spline, hopefully the same size as that. See, does it fit down onto it? Oh, see, does this fit? Yep, that's the one. Right, we'll go put this onto the steering wheel, and then I screw that into that, and then that just sits down onto my thing. just really is starting to get dark now, which is great. Still have a lot to do with the auto steering on the tractor, but that is the front PTO compressor on the 6499. Just have to hook up the PTO on it. That's it. May have to do something with lights on it, but other than that, that's that tractor ready to go. Raw power in that. So, we'll just finish up my tractor now. Another little bit to be done. Well, auto steering is going to be the big thing, but we'll see how we get on. Robert is getting the lights going in here. Savage, tasty job. Now, well, the last things I have to do is get this lined up so you can see where them two holes are there. So I had what I think is the right bracket for it. Came with hip mounting brackets, so I think this is my best option. All it is for is to stop this outer column from spinning when the auto steer's engaged. So that's just going to stop that. Also put back on the internal screw. It's a long way in. It's definitely, this steering wheel sits a lot further out than what should be on it, or was on it. 22 I think it was. Yeah. Tighten that up to be deadly. That's one bit in. Only another 3 other bits to go in and wire it. Yeah, it'll be a long night yet. So that's that well secured now, so the motor can turn. So final piece of the jigsaw. There we go. It's like a racing wheel rather than a tractor wheel. Far cry from the old wrinkly yoke that was on it, but that seemed alright there now. Right, move on to the next step. Put on what angle sensors or the roof antenna, and then we're ready to wire. So the next thing I have to fit is the angle sensor, which is this here. So this is light's a bit bright. This is for telling the unit what position the steering is in. So this has to be fitted in there. It can just go on top of the mudguard panel, so I just have to see which one is best for it. I take the two out and just pop it in there. That would probably be my best option. Take the two out and then just bolt it back down there. You're putting a pipe underneath the tractor to go from there to the back end. There's big heavy cable ties on that I had there. Get all the way back to the back of the pump. That's her all hooked up. So I'm just have this put in here, so it's in an area that's going to get definitely covered in slurry, so we'll see how reliable that bit is. So this will run along the side there and then in with the wire from the starter into the cab. So I'll just leave that there because just make sure not to move it, but I want to see, get everything else in, get the wire and harness out, and then see where I go from there. So next step is the antennas on the roof. So we're up here now and just putting on the antenna. Now yes, we are putting in the sunroof, but I never use the sunroof on this tractor because the rams are broken and I left my tool on the other side. That's 3 aerials on the top of the tractor now, so she's well kitted out. So anyways, that's that finished. So now all that's left is to put in the IMU and the monitor, and then plug everything in and see what happens. So yeah, definitely well on the way. Also, having big tires, it's like having a ladder to stand up at the roof. Very handy. And now the monitoring, it's pretty good there on a U-band there, so it's easy to go on and off. Getting very high tech now. CB auto steering, huh? It's just a matter of plugging everything in now and see what happens. So yeah, we get to that next. Wiring. Fun now. Have the chest cam out, so should be able to see what I'm doing maybe. So I have my instruction book here. If I look at, you can't see it. So yeah, install as shown. Right. And my IMU. So we're not going to bolt this in anywhere, we'll leave it loose. I don't think it matters, maybe it does, don't know. Install IMU as horizontal position in cabin, align the connecting plug forward direction of the vehicle and fix IMU with 4 self-tapping bolts. So I think I'll just leave it down and don't know what the IMU is for. So this is my battery. This that has a switch on it. This I need to go to the battery on the starter. That is earth, that is power, all on that bolt there. There's a lot of things coming out of that. So I just have to take that off, put that there, put that off, put that there. Okay, come in. This bad boy, I think, is next. Means this is what goes on to this. Right. Oh, nicely labeled IMU. And here we go. So this is into that. That says power. This is power. Steering angle. That comes to motor. Into that. Right. So now we're ready to see if this is going to work. I do have a mess of cables, but we'll see if it works first, then I'll start tidying cables. So everything's connected. Turn on the dead man's. Hope there's no sparks. No, that's powered. There's a switch here. So it's on. Right. We get into the cab. There. Ooh, it's doing something. So yeah, I think I'll just finish this step and then I'll go tidy these wires, but it's working. Hoo hoo hoo. So it is the next day. I have my auto steering kit fully wired in. I feel like a bit like a spaceship now. I have 3 antennas and 2 white yokes. Really wired. My wiring, I have it all tidied, but it's not the neatest, tidiest. But that auto steering kit will be coming out of this tractor. We have the use of this kit for the year, and my intention is that when we get into April or end of March, April, when we get to go sowing, I'll be taking it out and putting it into the tractor we're sowing with, whether it be the 99 or 6290, I don't know. And then again, when we go to the silage, try and get on a couple of different machines. I fitted that myself, which is the most amazing thing. Basically no help from any of the rest of them. Wired it all in myself. Very happy with myself, to be perfectly honest. It's not like me to be able to do things like that too well, but I did it and it seems to work. So just gotta get calibrated. One thing we've come across that is going to be a bit of a stumbling block, that when I get back from the field we'll be going at, is our swivel here isn't swiveling. I filled it with grease and I got grease pumping out of it can't get to turn. We have to change this fitting here. That fitting is broke. You can see is the lumps broken out of all sides of it, so we need to get that changed. When we were changing that, we realized that's an issue. Another thing, the mud guard, this mud guard is very rotten, but we had to break off the yoke that was on the step there, as there was very little holding it on. And I could put the fiberglass mud guards on, but I don't fancy me chances drilling the holes where they're drilled, so we're going to wait till AgriLine gets their new ones in, and I will buy a set off them and put them on it. I think it'll be a better job. But I can show you what's been done here. So Father Phil has his pipe looped up, all cable tied in underneath the tractor, running up the center line to the new PTO compressor. So she's plumbed for air, ready to go. Tractor was serviced, fully serviced. But this is one thing we've had to do with this bit here. I can't, where the lollipop closes into that casting was all cracked, and we could get it very hard to prime the pump and hard to blow it out, because the air from the primer was running through the lines, and the same when blowing out was blowing back into the tank. But that's one of the issues with them cast pumps or cast pieces, is that stones going through. If you're opening and closing the lollipop, stones will take chips out of it, and ours just got too chipped. So that new piece in there means that we should make it a heck of a lot easier to prime, and a heck of a lot easier, well, should make it better for blowing out, so we don't lose so much air going back into the tank. So we're just about to leave the field now. Calibration hasn't gone according to plan, and that's because of my RTK.
You've jumped the gun.
Yeah, we jumped the gun. We thought I may be able to do it without the RTK working, but we can't, and I'm waiting for my account to get set up so I can do it. So there's not much I can do there at the minute. So my technical support team here weren't able to help me a whole lot, so they went and had a bit of fun, didn't you, Bertie? And Nelly and Livy. So anyways, we're going to be on back to the house. So we have a problem. So never mind that, but when I was taking that off, got a big bang. I burst the pipe on the front links, and I let down. I turned on my taps, but there must be oil getting through the taps. That's after blowing that pipe there, just there. And I let all the oil, bash, let that down. So this is only a very short pipe. I may have a pipe that I can replace. Maybe. I know there's 2 or 3 short pipes in the shed. There's enough oil everywhere, and I can't lift it. But I got that off, so now I can root away at that, see can I get that spinning. But now I have another issue. We were hoping to get started early in the morning, but we may have to wait for a garage to open to get a new pipe before we can start. So that is fun. Oh, it's always fucking something when it comes to machinery. So we have the swivel on C's now. It's moving. Just have to get this off, which is proven to be tricky. So anyways, that's one step in the right direction. Just get that off now is proven to be tricky. So I have my pipe off here, and as you can probably tell, all along there, from there up is all frayed and busted. So yeah, that could have went a worse time. So it is the next morning. Father Phil's just gone to get that pipe. But we tried all the pipes we had in the workshop. None of them matched. So Father Phil's gone to get it. So I'm just going to finish up here, tidy up everything, and yeah, we're ready to go. We should have been gone and we should be spreading by now. We always like to get spreading before it gets to daylight, but unfortunately the places don't open up early enough, or not this time of the year anyways. So put my stuff away. Also, you may notice me hobbling a bit, and that's because last night while we were trying to free the swivel on that, I was pulling on the bar and the bar slipped and I fell backwards on top of me leg, and I must have pulled some tendons or something in it. It is bloody sore. I didn't sleep last night with the pain, but anyways. So new roller rope to tie on and off any pipes. 11mm socket to open up some of the clips for the pipes. 10mm spanner because they have to be awkward and there's 10s and 11s. An Allen key to open up any of the joints. I have my old pair of gloves. There's actually a hole in one of them, so I'll put these over at the far side, and they can be used for patching a pipe if needed. Spare set of gloves, because you always need a spare set, and then my normal set of gloves. I have my bucket, and you would have seen the far side I have my brush, and that's for if I've any time at all where my windows get dirty with slurry, I can pull up beside the drinker, throw water on it, rub them down, throw water on them, windows are clean enough. Media system, so FM transmitter that connects with Bluetooth, and a charger. So I have 2 rags. I have a dirty rag if my hands get dirty, a clean rag for taking condensation off the windows, and I have a pack of wet wipes. Never go anywhere without a pack of wet wipes. And no, not for rubbing me hole. These are for a lot, especially now in COVID. If a farmer feeds us, we tend to get fed in the tractor, and you always need to give your hands a bit of a clean. So we always keep a pack of wet wipes. I have my high-vis jacket, because it's actually a requirement if you're on the road with a tractor that you have a high-vis jacket in case something happens, and a pair of waterproofs in case I'd ever get caught out. If I get covered in slurry with my overalls, I can throw on a pair of waterproof trousers. Pair of fittings, so this is a new fitting that can go on if I have an issue, and this is an old fitting that we had one where the lugs were broke, and we had one that the threads were pulled in that, so one made 2. So selection of tools: 27 screwdriver, 24 spare clips, 2 so pipe issues, brush, keep the place clean, and last but not least, a gallon of engine oil because the tractor does burn a little bit, and a grease gun. Now I normally don't carry a grease gun, but because the swivel was seized, we want to bring the grease gun that every time I kind of get out, give it a shot till we make sure it doesn't seize again. And that is everything I need to spray slurry for our season. So that is 2 new pipes put in on both sides there, so we just replaced the other one while we're at, just in case. But we're ready to go now, put back on the carry pack, and we're ready for off the first day of the season. Oh, it's annoying that we couldn't get going before it got bright, but however, it was better that went yesterday than went this morning on the road, because it dropped both the front and the back reeler, so it'd be like dropping 2 anchors in the middle of the road. So that wouldn't have went down well with everyone trying to get to work and everything. So yeah, anyways, put back on this carry pack and we're ready to be on, try and get a bit done today. Us back on, as you can see, all back hooked up together, so we are now officially ready to hit the road. But 2.5 hours later than we were hoping, but now we end this video and we start into the next one, the first day's piping. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video, seeing everything that had to be done to get ready, installing our Autosteer to CB. Well, you didn't see much of the CB going in, but you got to see me do the Autosteer, so it'll be interesting to see how that works, but I don't think it'll happen for the first job. But anyways, we better leave it at that. That is it for me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That is it for me. Get out.